League of Legends, on the other hand,
Oh,
not so hot.
Oh,
League of Legends esports is not breaking even.
really? It's starting to go
shock.
down?
It's just not interesting anymore.
Let me say
Yeah.
it's still should be in there, not breaking even.
Oof.
Riot Games Senior Director of Esports Operations in the Americas, Raul Fernandez, recently confirmed the company is not making a profit off their esports league. Alex Dowsey spoke to Fernandez during the LCS Summer Finals at the Prudential Center, blah, 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 blah. Reports that Fernandez informed them the long-running League of Esports League is not breaking even. Now here, okay, we'll go through some numbers down here. Okay, the LCS Summer Finals declined by 21.8% compared to the LCS Spring Finals. Peak viewers for the LCS Summer Finals declined by nearly 50,000 viewers from 271K to 223K. Now, if we go back to the Summer Finals of last year, it had a peak viewership of 370K.
Ooh.
And 2021 Summer Finals had 364K. So yes, from year over year, oof. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's a chunk. Fernandez stated, we're trying to find our footing, trying to find a way to refresh our league.
Well,
Okay.
how about you just let every single item
Now-
be able to be bought? Changes a lot. So if you limiting down what you can and can't buy, why can't I have like 8 shoes? That sounds funny. As Ramus, now imagine just like 6 like fleet footwork, or you imagine 6 have what was it, Swifties? You just fly around the map, man. With the Predator, bro, it's just like going Mach 4 at them. That sounds
Fly
so
around,
funny
do
to
no
see.
damage.
Yeah, you do no damage, but I mean they can't touch you.
You start rolling up on them and just poke them like a Pillsbury Doughboy.
That sounds so funny. You
Oh
just
my
get
goodness.
Glacial Augment instead of Predator, so that way you actually do things.
Slow
Okay.
down and run away again.
Yeah, that's your whole goal.
Before we go too much further. So, however, Fernandez, alongside Riot Games' Carlos Adunes, blah, 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 spoke with the press that the league was in a healthy position. As reported by Dottie, Fernandez said, I just want to make it very loud and very clear that the LCS is in a very healthy position financially because of the sustained and continued support from external partners, the team side, sponsors, as well as internally.
Yeah,
He also continued. Do what?
I kind of expected them to be fine. You're League of Legends.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to be out of money.
Right. So, but he continued, Riot is still very much in esports in the long run. Is continuing to invest in esports despite many other companies trying to step out of this ecosystem. Blizzard. And we're going to continue to double down because it's one of our most important pillars. We're not here for the short term. We're here to make this last for generations. Now,
Right. That's kind of.
I will say, when we're thinking about esports as an overall, compared to traditional sports, this is a very young sort of we're putting quotations sport.
Yeah, it's like 20 years old.
I mean, we have to think about it. So when it comes to American football, the very beginnings of that was in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And that was basically just kids ball at best.
The old pigskin.
And then the colleges finally got in there, and it wasn't until the early 1900s that things started happening, but it still wasn't making money. It was just a way for people to bring. It was almost like a way to promote their school, so that people would go to college there.
Still works.
Wow. Yeah, it still works, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and now those same football programs make a lot of money, and coaches get paid millions and millions of dollars.
Oh yes, they do.
Wow.
Especially for a
crazy
good football team.
Crazy what happens after 100 years. So again, esports is a very small thing. A lot are struggling. Counter-Strike is struggling.
Oh.
But
those are like popular ones too, like the big ones. Those two.
But okay, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. The reason why League of Legends and Counter-Strike have such longer spans is because the game is very similar. from when it started.
Yeah, so there wasn't many changes from when it started.
Exactly.
There were changes that did change it, but the game is still the game. It never really changed.
The same fundamentals are still there that began the game when it started. Counter-Strike, you have counter-terrorists, you have terrorists, stop them from exploding, defuse it, kill everybody. Like, it's the exact same thing. The maps may have changed, the guns may have been tweaked, may have had some added, some taken away. But might have added like a grenade or two here. It may have changed the way they worked. But everything else, the core mechanics of the game is still the exact same. League of Legends is the exact same thing. You have 3 rows or three lanes of minions going to attack each other, so on and so forth. Your goal is to take down their nexus before they take down your nexus. The only thing that's changed is they tweaked the jungles, they tweaked the dragon, they've tweaked how towers kind of work, and they've added new champions, but the core gameplay is still the exact same.
You still want to get rid of that nexus.
Now, I would say that possible. Correct. I would say the difference between the two, though, is League of Legends has a more of a problem because it can for newer players, they can be struggling to see what's happening because so much stuff's happening at once. There's things all over the place, which makes it difficult.
The minions, the abilities, the things coming up on screen, the timer, all of it could be a lot.
Just okay, I know this is more like a pet peeve for me, I guess, but I really don't like when they try explaining everything that's happening on the screen. Like, no offense, this is a visual medium. I don't need to know every little thing. As your voice gets higher and you're talking faster, kind of annoys me.
You're not hyping me up, man. You're annoying me.
How about, why don't you just try doing a quick generalization of what just happened the past 2 seconds, and then again and again, instead of like trying to play by play 5 different champions busting out their abilities at the same time.
Blue side Nautilus went in for a hook. He hooks the Ashe. The ADC's down. There it is, stalemate now, 4v4. Oh my god!
Yes,
the Nautilus lands another hook.
They for every ability that they have to say like the name and stuff. Like,
the Nautilus landed the hook,
they
which
don't
then allowed
every
the
name.
Blitzcrank to land up his ult, which then allowed the Ashe to hit.
I don't even know the name of these. I don't know the name of these things. I just know QWER. I just know which one's which. Like, that's it.
No. You bring up a very important point. But that's how most people are. It's like, well, I know what his Q does. I know what his W does. I don't know the name.
I don't care for the name. I just
Why are we saying the names and stuff? Yeah, it's nice as a trivia question, but why do I need to know every single thing? Like, this is too much. Simple.
Yeah, playing the game for so many. All of us played the game.
Think of it like football.
I couldn't tell you what Ashe's Q is called. I have no idea what that Q is called.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah, for American football, that's right.
Just think of it like football. Just something happens. Just gotta get hyped. Like, they snap the ball. You're like, he's running around this way. He's going up. He's going. He's going. Oh, he got sacked.
They don't even do that when it comes. I think the play-by-play is like, yes. They're like, what would be something? So so Manning sitting in the back out of the shotgun. We got Royce in motion. Looks like they're going to be lined up with 3-4 defense for the Ravens. Manning takes a snap, passes back, takes a 3-step drop, scans the field. Doesn't look, anything's open. He's on the run. Oh, launches one, 15 yards down. Incomplete.
Yeah, see, something like that.
So easy.
I did not need to know. I already know everything I needed to know from the play-by-play.
Like, you didn't have to tell me the defensive player covering the person who's trying to catch the ball, something like that.
It was so hard. An incomplete pass at 15 yards. That's all I didn't know.
I didn't need to know the defensive lineman just shoved his hand halfway up the guy's, offensive guy's face mask and didn't get a penalty for it. I didn't need to know that the blindside guard got tripped over and knocked down, which took the defender down. I didn't need to know. The only thing that'd be added in there is like, there's a blitz. There's you might say something like, but the thing is, like, it's way more simplified. But I got all the information I needed from that.
Yes, simplified.
I know he wasn't. So literally, I know he wasn't under center. He was in the shotgun, which means he was, he's already 5 yards back, so to speak. Took a small drop, anyways, even further back. So I already know where he's at. I know where the O-line's at. I already know what the play's already been doing. And then I noticed that it broke down. Everybody was covered. So now he was running. And he rolled out to his right, which means he's coming down towards me. If I was watching it, he'd be coming down towards me.
Huh.
Yeah.
So then I know he's on the run, which means he's getting chased. And then he threw a pass that was about 15 yards, but it was incomplete. So he, I got everything I needed. I didn't need to know about what
His
19
left
other
foot,
guys
way
on
that
the
it was,
field.
like slightly different place correctly. He's looking for him. He's telling everyone by name their position. You don't need that. It's too much.
It is.
You're
it's
filling
too
me
much.
with information that I don't care, and you're bugging me doing it. So I can't pay attention to the game because I'm trying to pay attention to you, and it's annoying.
Like
That's why I feel if they would just go ahead.
They have like location, who it is, and probably like where they're gonna go. If something happens, be like, oh, he just do a hook.
Yeah, like what more happens is like, especially in the LCS, it's always a dogfight every time. It's not a one-on-one poke off. No, if there's one, it's at least going like 1-for-1 in every single aspect. That's all they think about is always going 1-for-1, no matter what.
And plus,
so if one fight happens, it's a team fight, guaranteed.
If it's a really good team fight, and you got to review it, go over when your game's over, you can review it multiple times and go over what happened in that fight instead of having to go through it mid-game.
Well, this is a slow phase, like it's just farming session.
Too, yeah, but
so that's kind of what I mean is so you have those big fights like that. They can, but if they would do more generalize what's happening rather than trying to, because it just for me it just becomes ear shattering and I don't like listening to that.
Exactly.
Just
figure
out what the
I think there's a lot more people that understand that. So yeah, just do more generalized. And I haven't watched this for ages, so I don't know if they've changed or not. I just don't care.
No, they probably didn't.
As far as I know, they really haven't. So they do that, and then when they go back to the review, break it down. Because usually there's gonna be a lull after that.
Yeah, because that's what people are interesting. Like that's what if you generalize it, whenever it's like really quick happening, people are able to look at all the pretty colors and stuff and see that happening in real time. How fast these people are actually reacting, how fast they're doing their abilities. All this that just shows their skill, and you're not overshadowing it with your voice. And then later you can show your knowledge on it and show your skill. Like you would.
So basically, when I was doing the football analogy, that'd be somebody on the radio doing a play-by-play.
Yeah, that's exactly as I thought.
Because they have to do the key points. They can't speak too fast for you to understand, for you to get the hint of it. Mm-hmm. And yet you get everything you need. The color commentators do very, very small things. But for some reason, when it comes to esports and these games like this, it's just like they think they have to say every single thing.
They didn't learn from their predecessors.
I don't know why that is. It's just because people feel like it's hyped or something. It's just like a bunch of words getting spewed out. Don't even understand you still don't understand what's happening.
The only people who would get hyped are the people that understand what's going on screen. And if they already do, you're not necessary. We don't need you there. Because I understand what's happening on the game constantly. I could watch it muted, and I could tell you exactly what he's telling you.
Mm-hmm.
But like for newer people who just come here to watch it, like it could be way too much for them.
Newer people and the actual average people, the average person,
the average Joe,
are not going to. So if you're trying to bring those people, if you're trying to bring more of those, because there's going to be more, and you're trying to bring more of those in, then you can't you have to simplify it. It's like key. You have to simplify it to the lowest common denominator.
So people may understand.
And they're not. But that is not to say, look, they're still getting like 220,000 watching.
I mean, you're still getting a whole bunch of viewers. So clearly you're doing something right.
On the main channel, that's not counting anybody doing co-host, so on and so forth. So yes, there's still a lot of people watching this. It's not like this is going to just go away in like overnight. No, but
definitely should start changing up stuff now as you see a trend going down. Start soon so that way it doesn't end poorly.
You know what? This is what they explained in here because here's another key thing. So they speculate about something to do with the way the league is scheduled and marketed.
Okay.
We're going to schedule and the function. Things can be available out there for more people. But we're also looking at the way we promote the LCS because we see there's a huge space for us to improve and connect. That's very true because most of the time I don't know LCS games are even going.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
The only way you'll know is if you open League. So you're not really going to catch a lot of new people watching it.
Yes.
So you're not going to get oh my god, it's a huge advertising thing. Why are you advertising on a game people already know? If you advertise it to people who haven't even been playing the game, you could pull in new players because they look at the game and they think it's cool. That's kind of why I
Exactly.
started playing.
Start
Again,
posting stuff on
anyway.
YouTube.
We're
Put ads
we're-
there.
We're
Show some
literally on the
clips.
we're literally on the
Hype it
website called Bounding into Comics, which does a whole lot of video games, a whole bunch of other stuff, comic books.
Mhm.
And I don't see an advertisement here for LCS.
I
Been
don't
here
even
plenty
know
of
what
times.
this is going on.
I don't see it on IGN, so on and so forth.
Never seen it.
It's all very.
Yeah, they need
So
to
how do I
bring
know
it up.
anything's
Play the game.
happening?
Post stuff on YouTube, TikTok, like make it
But, okay.
a big spectacle.
But now we're just talking about scheduling in the game, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Here's the next part, which I thought, but he explained. He explained there's something that happens when we start picks and bans, but there's a whole world that happens before and after that. See, that's key right there.
Yeah.
Before and after that. Yeah, when the picks and bans start, yeah, we know the game's happening and you're going to get people there, but it's the in between or the before and after. Yeah, the whole world happens before and after that. We have to be better at taking those stories and engaging those fans to come back and watch us. I mean, yes. So
Okay,
I do
so
believe
they're very
I do
aware of
believe
it. I think
they
something
are
will come
aware.
up next year about it. I think next year will be better. Or at least
Okay, personally, I think
attempt.
the game's gone to a spot where I don't care for it.
True.
But at the same time, I don't want to just fall apart because it's still
an amazing. I can't lie.
It's
It's
still-
an amazing game.
it's still
like
decent at the very least.
It does pretty
To me.
well.
We have
It
now,
hits
yeah.
all the core points. I wish it was just a little different, many aspects, but the game is still very.
If they would just pull the
like it.
camera out, I'd be probably more inclined to come back and play it. I
That is-
just don't want to play on
that-
something that I played on this resolution over a decade ago. Can we update this shit for crying out loud?
If you pull out that camera, vision just became like an astounding part of the game again. I get really, really upset whenever I have a support who I am out vision scoring with a blue ward. It is so disappointing. It hurts so bad.
Yes.
It's
yes.
20 minutes in, they got like a vision score of 17.